When we talk about women that we recognize who have had an impact on our lives, probably the earliest and one of the most impactful people was my grandmother, Mildred Myers. She was an RN, and back in the late 50s, she started her own business. She had two children, but it was at the beginning of nursing homes, actually. And she saw the need in her community to have a place where older people could live safely and be cared for. It was something I will always hold with me, the way she was able to raise her children, to begin and to grow a very successful business, and to still maintain, a place in the community.
My mom was certainly the most influential woman for me. My mom came to Illinois from Mississippi. Her parents were sharecroppers. Her father died in a farming accident. My mom moved here at 16 years old, got a job, moved her mother here, supported her, and then, went on to raise 6 children. I certainly look around at, other women today that are trying to take on big leadership roles, like Hillary Clinton. I mean, we came pretty close to having the first woman president in the United States. It's way past time. Women have been fighting for equality for a long time. Getting the right to vote, that was fabulous. Unbelievable to even think that it was not that long ago. But we have to live without fear as women and be willing to step into places that maybe historically weren't where women would go.
My mom was a very strong woman. She was widowed in her early 40s with 4 children left to raise on her own. And she ended up going back to work. She worked for the Census Bureau, actually, and raised the 4 of us. And like I said, she was the strongest woman I know, taught us all to be very independent. I was very fortunate spending a number of my years prior to being elected, being a small business owner in a male-dominated industry. I was in the remodeling industry. But I was fortunate to be raised by a father who sort of, at a very early age, told me I could be anything I wanted to be. Didn't matter that I was a girl. And this was as a young girl growing up in the 60s, so I think it was a very important message. Fortunately, what's happening is I think we're not always teaching women some of the skills. I think we approach men and women differently in some of the skills we teach them. And I think that's starting to change a little bit when you look at the focus on the STEM curriculum. And I think that's a huge help because you start getting women more involved in the science, technology, math part of learning.